We're going to talk about our most highly anticipated debuts. Not necessarily your NHL debut, but maybe a player debuting with a new team. So, Scott, who are you looking forward to see in a new uniform?
I'm looking to see Ryan Reeves going for the New York Rangers. A big pickup. The Rangers needed to get a little bit heavier. This guy can throw his body around. He can actually play hockey as well, as long as being one of the toughest guys in the NHL. And if you look back to last year with the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers, when Tom Wilson was just ragdolling Panarin behind the net there, just giving it to him. Ryan Reeves as well. He leads the league from 2018 with 4 hits a game as well.
Okay.
But then, anyway,
this was the aftermath.
Yes, this is the aftermath. But you need a Ryan Reeves just to nip this right in the butt right after it happened. He would have went after Tom Wilson, and it would all been done with that. So it was a great job by the New York Rangers staff to get in a big boy like this, just to protect their big players, because they got some studs on that.
And who do the Rangers open with? Washington Capitals.
So
get right to business.
Yeah, so to speak. It's day one, and Scott, apparently you have more than one selection for this segment. Just hijacking our segment right off the bat.
Sorry, EJ. Burned me earlier, so I want some airtime.
All right, there you go. Okay, fair enough.
Just a one-for-one trade straight up in the Metro. Jakey Voracek going from Philly to the Columbus Blue Jackets in return for Cam Atkinson. These both are my boys, two of my favorite teammates that I've ever played with. Cam Atkinson's a little beeler out there, plays great penalty kill. He's going to have a big effect with the Philadelphia Flyers, I believe, on that penalty kill, shoring that up. It's been brutal the last few years, so hopefully he can help that. He's got a nose for the net, can score some big goals. And on the flip side, Jakey Voracek, one of the best passers in the NHL, and he's playing with a guy, I'm sure you heard of him, Patrick Laine.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get close to maybe 50 goals this year playing with Jakey. Jakey's going to have a huge year there in Columbus. I picked them in yesterday's bold predictions.
Okay.
The Columbus Blue Jackets will make the Stanley Cup.
Wow.
And I think Jakey and Patrick Laine are going to be a factor.
You're predicting chemistry.
Yes, and one of the best lines of the year so far, they asked Jakey Voracek what kind of center do they want to play with, and he goes, a good defensive center. That was his quote. So, very, very honest answer by Jakey, but a good one-for-one trade. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
Not Scott Hartnell talking about Cam Atkinson on
he
day one.
He loves
oh
Cam.
My gosh.
He loves old number 89.
You know, I know what I'm getting Scotty Hearts for Christmas this year.
I'm
just going to get him a T-shirt. It's going to have Cam Atkinson's face on it, and it's just going to have a big heart drawn around his face.
Every time I say Cam Atkinson's name, he gives me a little cushion in the back pocket, you know?
Oh, okay, all right. Checks in the mail, I suppose.
Money, yeah.
Checks in the mail. I knew it. I was picking up what you were throwing down. Come on, not my first rodeo. EJ.
All right.
The time is nigh.
The time is nigh.
Yes. You only have 5 seconds to go.
5 seconds left. Darcy Kemper. All right. I am going to go with Darcy Kemper as the main guy making his debut with a new team with the Colorado Avalanche, because Darcy has had some good years with the Coyotes. With the Coyotes, they were not a high-end team, right? They were not expected to maybe win it all. Now he goes to the Colorado Avalanche, and they are expected to win it all. Is he that piece in goal that can get him there? I'll be really curious to see how that plays out. And you can see the numbers from last season. He had some injury issues, missed some time. A couple of years back, he had that .928 save percentage. I think he followed up with a .923, .925. I like Darcy Kemper. I think he can be an upgrade over Philip Grubauer. I think he's quite frankly, I think he can be better. The question will be, high pressure, playing behind a really good team. Do you have what it takes mentally to make those saves when it matters? So that's the biggest one I'm going to watch for. The other guy I want to mention, though, Lucas Raymond, 4th overall pick a couple of years ago for the Detroit Red Wings. He made the team out of camp. Fast and talented, fun to watch, and going to be part of the Detroit Red Wings organization for many, many years to come. So the Swedish sniper is part of the deal now with the Detroit Red Wings, and I'll be curious to see how things go for him.
All right, 2 solid picks there. Darcy Kemper, by the way, .920 save in 4 years with Arizona.
Yeah, they're not
so that's
bad,
pretty
right?
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. For me,
what do you got?
It's all about Jesperi Kotkaniemi, former third overall pick in Carolina. We had the offer sheet situation, and you and I spent a lot of time together during the season. And last year during the playoffs, we talked a lot about Kotkaniemi sort of just not fitting in Montreal for whatever reason. He was seemingly a little bit of the whipping boy, perhaps, out there. So I want to see what he can do. Fresh start, new situation on a competitive team. So let's see what Kotkaniemi can do. I'm happy when I see a player that I think is really talented kind of go somewhere where maybe he's a little more wanted.
Yeah, a little more appreciated.
Yeah, that's a better word.
And I think the Carolina Hurricanes, I mean, they obviously wanted this player. Now, they have a lot of some really good Finnish players in their group. Sebastian Aho maybe at the top of that list, right? So maybe there was a push, hey, let's go out and get this player. But they really liked him, and I give their management group a lot of credit. They made an offer that made it very difficult for the Montreal Canadiens to match.
Yeah.
And really put Montreal in a tough spot. Montreal decided, I think, for the best in everybody, to not match. They got the compensation, and then they also went out and got Dvorak from Arizona, and I think he's a
great
good player. So I think it could work out well for everybody in the end.
Payback from last year with the Ahos.
When does Carolina play Montreal? I should have looked that up. I didn't, unfortunately.
We will find out.